Today we have with us Sarah Preston, who joined Lillian's list after almost a decade of policy director of the American Civil Liberties Union of North Carolina. Sarah has served as executive director for Lillian's list since 2016, expanding candidate recruitment and training offerings and doubling the number of trained potential pro-choice, progressive women candidates. Lillian's list has had an impact. Her experience interning for the only female member of the Democratic Senate caucus in Iowa cemented her commitment to promoting women in leadership positions and politics. Let's hear from Sarah Preston.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for hanging in there today and in this fight. I am really pleased to be with you here today to demand the ratification of the Equal Rights Amendment, but I am also so disappointed that today, nearly 50 years after the Senate adopted the ERA, we are still fighting over gender equity. Women are 54% of the electorate, but only hold about 25% of the elected positions in the state. Lillian's list was formed to address this inequity in representation. We know that when more people serve an elective office, when more women serve, they take up issues men often ignore. Research shows women often pass more legislation and operate in a more bipartisan fashion than their male counterparts, and the policy is better. It is better vetted, and the process is more transparent when representation is diverse. So I will echo what was said earlier. Electing more women is not just good for women, it is good for every single North Carolinian. And that's why Lillian's List offers an ever-expanding program of training and support for emerging women leaders who support gender equity and women's full participation in the economy and access to health care. And I'm incredibly proud that all 4 of the women speakers we heard earlier were Lillian's List candidates. When Lillian's List was founded, we knew that women were underfunded when they ran for office, so we tried to help them with fundraising. Then we recognized that the main reason more women weren't winning is because they weren't being asked to run. No one was recruiting them. So we started recruiting women. Then we saw that women often went into campaigning without a clear understanding of what it really takes to run an effective race. So we developed candidate trainings. Next, we saw that women struggled to find good campaign staff. So we started training staff. Every single time we have seen a barrier thrown up in front of women, we have tried to tear it down and meet the needs of our women candidates. Lillian's List was formed nearly 25 years ago by a group of North Carolina women who saw the need to support women candidates and gender equity. If I've learned anything from my time at Lillian's List, it is that this need and the need to ratify the ERA definitely still exist. When political leaders and law enforcement refuse to take sexual assault seriously, the need still exists. When women running for office must suffer slights and attacks because of the way they look or dress or the tone of their voice, that need still exists. When women's access to full health care is in jeopardy, the need still exists. When women earn on average just 82 cents of every dollar a man earns, that need still exists. When women are still so underrepresented in elected office, that need still exists. And the reality is, we shouldn't need an organization like Lillian's List, but we will. We will as long as the structures are in place that keep women at a disadvantage, as long as our society does not view women as equal. It's time to acknowledge women's work. It's time to acknowledge our needs on the same footing as men's. It's time to ratify the ERA. Thank you.